Well, Alice started rambling through the woods, and she thought, well, I've often seen a cat without a grin, but a grin without a cat? Why, that's the most curious thing I ever saw in my life. Alice waited. All in the golden afternoon full leisurely we glide, for both our oars with little skill by little arms are plied, while little hands make vain pretence our wanderings to guide. She thought it must be the house of the March Hare, because the chimney was shaped like an ear and the roof was thatched with fur. It was so large. Thus grew the tale of Wonderland, thus slowly, one by one, its quaint events were hammered out, and now the tale is done. The caterpillar had let Alice into the secret of how to control her size by eating little pieces of mushroom. Then, after a frightening encounter with a pigeon, Alice found herself in a strange kitchen facing the bad-tempered Duchess and her cook. Later, in the woods, she was surprised by a Cheshire cat who directed her to the March Hare's house. He was having tea with the Mad Hatter.
Why is a raven like a writing desk?
I believe I can guess that.
Do you mean that you think you can find out the answer to it?
Exactly so.
Then you should say what you mean.
I do. At least, I mean what I say. That's the same thing, you know.
It's not the same thing a bit. Why, you might just as well say that I see what I eat is the same thing as I eat what I see.
You might just as well say that I like what I get. It's the same as, I get what I like.
You might just as well say that I breathe when I sleep is the same thing as I sleep when I breathe.
It is the same thing with you. What day of the month is it?
The 4th.
Wrong again. I told you butter wouldn't suit the works.
No, but it was the best butter.
So smooth, so smooth, so smooth.
Yes, but some crumbs must have got in as well. You shouldn't have put it in with the bread knife.
But it was the best butter, you know, the best.
What a funny watch. It tells the day of the month, and it doesn't tell what o'clock it is.
Why should it? Does your watch tell you what year it is?
Of course not. But that's because it stays the same year for such a long time together.
Which is just the case with mine.
I don't quite understand you.
The dormouse is asleep again. Pinch him. Oh, pinch it. Come on, pinch him.
Oh, no, of course. Just what I was going to say.
Have you guessed the riddle yet?
No, I give it up. What's the answer?
I haven't the slightest idea.
Oh, nor I. No.
I think you might do something better with the time than wasting it asking riddles that have no answers.
If you knew time as well as I do, you wouldn't talk about wasting it. It's him.
I don't know what you mean.
Of course you don't. I dare say you never even spoke to time.
Perhaps not. But I know I have to beat time when I learn music.
Ah, that accounts for it. He won't stand beating. Now, if you only kept on good terms with him, he'd do almost anything you like with the clock.
Is that the way you manage?
Not I. We quarrelled last March, just before he went mad, you know. It was at the great concert given by the Queen of Hearts, and I had to sing. Twinkle, twinkle, little bat, How I wonder what you're at. You know the song, perhaps?
I've heard something like it.
It goes on, you know, in this way. Up above the world you fly, like a tea tray in the sky. Twinkle, twinkle,
Twinkle, twinkle, twinkle, twinkle, twinkle. Oh, don't twinkle. Oh, twinkle. Oh, no.
Well, I'd hardly finished the first verse when the Queen bawled out, "He's murdering the time! Off with his head!"
How dreadfully savage.
And ever since that, he won't do a thing I ask. It's always 6 o'clock now.
Is that the reason so many tea things are put out here?
Yes, that's it. It's always tea time, and we've no time to wash the things between whiles.
Then you keep moving round, I suppose.
Exactly so, as the things get used up.
But what happens when you come to the beginning again?
Suppose we change the subject. I'm getting tired of this. Yes. Oh, I vote the young lady tells us a story. Yes.
I'm afraid I don't know one.
Then the Dormouse.
Then the Dormouse will. Go on. Wake up, Dormouse. Wake up, Dormouse.
Come on.
Come on.
Oh, I wasn't asleep. I heard every word you fellas were saying.
Tell us a story. Come on.
Yes, please do.
And be quick about it, or you'll be asleep before it's done.
Now, once upon a time, there were 3 little sisters, and their names were Elsie, Lacey, and Tilly, and they lived at the bottom of a well.
What did they live on?
They lived on treacle.
They couldn't have done that, you know. They'd have been ill.
So they were. Oh, very ill.
But why did they live at the bottom of a well?
It was a treacle well.
There's no such thing.
If you can't be civil, you'd better finish the story for yourself.
No, please go on. I won't interrupt you again. I dare say there may be one.
One indeed. And so, these 3 little sisters, they were learning to draw, you know.
What did they draw?
No.
Treacle.
I want a clean cup. Let's all move one place on.
But I don't understand. Where did they draw the treacle from?
You can draw water out of a water well, so I think you should draw treacle out of a treacle well, eh? Stupid.
But they were in the well.
Of course they were. Well in. They were learning to draw. And they drew all manner of things. Everything that begins with an M.
Why an M?
Well, why not? Why not?
Wait.
That begins with an M, such as mouse traps, and the moon, and memory, and muchness. You know you say things are much of a muchness. Did you ever see such a thing as a drawing of a muchness?
Now you ask me. I don't think.
Then you shouldn't talk.
Really, I never heard such nonsense.
Get down. Oh, dear.
At any rate, I'll never go there again. It's the stupidest tea party I was ever at in all my life.
That's hard. Put him in there. Get him in there. Right down.
That's very curious. But everything's curious today. I think I may as well go in. I've been here before. I shall manage better this time. This time, I really will get into the garden.
Hurry up before the Queen comes.
That's nice of you telling me to hurry up. You're the one who put the wrong roses in.
It wasn't me that did the mistake.
Here, I say, you've missed one up there.
Oh, dear. We'll never get that one. We'll need a ladder.
Very curious thing.
Look out now, Five. Don't go splashing paint over me like that.
I couldn't help it. Seven chucked my elbow.
Oh, that's right, Five. Always lay the blame on others.
You better not talk. I heard the Queen say only yesterday you deserved to be beheaded.
What for? That's none of your business, Chew.
Yes, it is his business, and I'll tell him it was for bringing the cooked tulip roots instead of onions.
Well, of all the unjust things... Oh.
Could you tell me, please? Why are you painting those roses?
Why, the fact is, you see, miss, this here ought to have been a red rose tree, and we put a white one in by mistake. And if the Queen was to find out, we should all have our heads cut off, you know. So you see, miss, we're doing our best before she comes to paint.
Oh, the Queen!
The Queen! Oh, the Queen! Oh.
What would be the use of a queen if people had all to lie down on their faces so they couldn't see her?
Who is this? Idiot. What's your name, child?
My name is Alice, so please, Your Majesty. Why, they're only a pack of cards after all. I needn't be afraid of them.
And who are these?
How should I know? It's no business of mine.
Off with her head! Off with her head!
Nonsense.
Oh, calm yourself. Calm yourself, my dear. She's only a child.
Turn them over. Get up. Oh, stop that. You're making me giddy. What have you been doing here?
May it please Your Majesty?
I see. Off with their heads!
Hold the executioner!
Hold the
Three more over here!
You shan't be beheaded. Quick, hide in here. Quickly, get into these pots.
Executioner! Maybe if we just stand stock still, she won't...
Come on now, or you shall lose your heads.
Where is the executioner?
Asleep, Your Majesty!
Off with his head! Off with his head!
I can't get in there.
Get in quick, Five. Come on, it's a good place to hide. Hello? Right, come along now. Who's for the axe? Now, come on. I promise not to do it too hard.
Are their heads off?
The heads are gone, if it please Your Majesty.
That's right. I shall reward each man according to his work.
It's a very fine day.
Very. Where's the Duchess?
Shh, 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 shh. She's under sentence of execution.
What for?
She boxed the Queen's ears.
Oh, good for the Duchess.
Hush! The Queen will hear you. You see, the Duchess came rather late, and the Queen said...
Do you play croquet?
Yes.
Come on, then! To your places! Get ready! Start the game! Oh, leave the ball alone! It's mine!
My shot, I think.
Out of my way! It's my turn now. Off with his head!
Just hold that hedgehog still for me, would you?
Off with his head! How dare you knock my ball away?
No, be careful what you're doing with that mallet.
Well done, Alice.
Oh, look at Her Majesty. Hit it, madam.
Off with his head!
Well played, my dear.
Oh, here's my whiskers.
I've never seen such unfair play. Off with his head!
Oh, but here's my whiskers.
My dear, would you like another mallet?
Off with his head!
Rubbish, madam.
Take your hat down. Go. Off with their heads! How dare you knock my ball? Get the gardeners! Get the gardeners to move the hoops! This lawn is in the most disgraceful state. Those gardeners don't do their job. Off with their heads!
What will become of me? They're dreadfully fond of beheading people here. The wonder is that there's anyone left alive at all.
Oh, get those gardeners out of the way! Off with their heads!
It's the Cheshire Cat.
Yes.
Now I shall have somebody to talk to.
Enjoying the croquet?
It's no use speaking to it until its ears have come. Or at least one of them. I don't think they play at all fairly. And they don't seem to have any rules in particular. At least, if there are, nobody attends to them. And you've no idea how confusing it is, all the things being alive. And I should have croqueted the Queen's hedgehog just now. Only it ran away when it saw mine coming.
Yes. How do you like the Queen?
Not at all. She's so extremely likely to win that it's hardly worthwhile finishing the game.
Who are you talking to?
It's a friend of mine, a Cheshire Cat. Allow me to introduce it.
No, I don't like the look of it at all, no. However, it may kiss my hand, if it likes.
Oh, I'd rather not.
No, don't be impertinent. And don't you look at me like that.
A cat may look at a king, you know.
Yes.
No, my dear, I wish you would have this cat removed.
Off with his head!
I can't cut off a head unless there's a body to cut it off from.
Oh, stop that. Anything that has a head can be beheaded, and don't talk nonsense.
I've never done such a thing before.
Well, if something isn't done about it in next to no time, I shall have everybody executed all round.
It belongs to the Duchess. You'd better ask her about it.
She's in prison. Fetch her here.
Bring the Duchess, Your Majesty. Certainly, bring the Duchess. Yes.
Oh, dear. Oh, dear.
One moment. Just where do you think you're off to? I'm speaking. My dear, where's it? Upon myself.